tuck my shirt in.
Are you good? Yeah, can you just give us a run through of what's going on today?
Stuff.
Who did we go and see? And
People. I just dropped in to see the guys at Pro AV and just have a catch up with them, just talking about how to keep life simple. And so we've just been through a couple of key things. We talked about the intent of the new ISO 9001 standard, about keeping things simple, thinking about the consequences of your actions, and how can they work to minimise this ever increasing challenge that is writing lots and lots of things down. So we just talked about the really high level stuff, how to connect your business plan to your performance dashboard, to your SWOT analysis. Keep it really simple, because that's what the intent of ISO 9001 is about. Just keep
through some of the
success factors?
The intricacies of the start of the standard, which people skip over. And I'm guilty of telling people to not bother reading the first 1 or 2 pages of the standard in the past. What we're going to do this morning is we're going to go through the setup of the standard, why that's important, and I'm going to let you in on a little trade secret. So we're going to go through some trade secrets.
So Annex SL, that's the risk-based thinking approach, yeah?
No.
Oh,
Annex SL is the template.
Oh.
And everybody's been too worried about the template, and that's the numbering system of the standard, rather than worrying about the intent. I forget sometimes that there's some basic 101. So today we're just going to go through basic 101, just back to basics. Even if you're technically advanced and even if you've been doing this for 20 years, it's important to be absolutely confident and absolutely across this basic stuff. So we're going to go through that today. You got a Lexus, mate?
Yeah, mate. New rental.
Is that someone in our spots, or is that one of our staff, you reckon? If I park like this, do you reckon we can get out?
No.
Adelaide, Darwin,
So there's
Darwin,
going through the
Sydney,
process.
Easter.
I don't utilize the name to refer to.
Look at this handsome man.
No.
Doing a dye test. This is my time as a stormwater catchment educational person, teaching people about stormwater.
You look a bit different there, mate.
That's not me. That's the mayor. That's Phil Ruddock and the mayor, John Muirhead and Phil Ruddock. This was my trailer.
And very technical.
As an educational officer, where I had a frog on top of a trailer, that I had the moustaches that I had to work with. Moustache. Anyway, there you go. This is what you used to use before Google cannot count. I am a robot, you just turned me on. Use up all the old shitty ones.
Hey guys, welcome to Best Practice TV. My name's Fergus Simmet. Today I'll be telling you about the benefits of keeping motorcycles in reception.
Is it certified? Oh, 36 units. Yeah.
I think what would be productive for us is
Yeah.
complex system.
Yeah.
Can it be simplified?
Yeah.
Is it necessary?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's a good use of my time. At a very, very high level, if we talk about the intent, one thing that I said to the guys when we were camping the other weekend, and I don't know if the message got back to you, but it's not unique to them, it's to everybody, is that start with a project
Think about a customer, and there might be 2 different, or 3 or 4 or 10 or 20 different types of customers. When the project's finished and they're 3 months down the track, where do you see, where do you see yourselves? Where do you see the project? What do you see as the result? So, we talk about the things we're going to do, but it's like the post-mortem. So if a project that finished 3 months ago, where are they today? Are they happy? Are they raving about you? Are they raving about their thing? There's also the difference between the company and the products that the company sells but doesn't make, if that makes sense. So if we can go to that point, we can say, well, the post-mortem today is that this customer is raving. They're really happy. They love everything about it. They're willing to refer you. Everything works, and over the long term, they've got an amazing opportunity. They can now start to get dividends on their investment, basically. So, what do we need to do that again? What's happened with that government influence is we've drifted the whole industry, and unless I can get around it and control it, the whole industry drifts towards let's write everything down. Let's make lots and lots of documents. But the intent is, what do we need to do to actually have that situation where the customer is happy, amazing, everything works, there's no defects, and it's perfect. That's all it is. And focus on that. So then for you guys sitting in this room, or us sitting in this room, what do we actually need to then have so that we know that that's happening as a lead in terms of the project's running on time, everything's working, someone's checked that there's not going to be any defects, quickly fix that, it's not right, hand over, there's the keys, and they're the same thing, customer's happy, excited, loves it, getting dividends on their investment, not frustrated, anxious, whatever. So when we're setting the system up, we're saying, okay, what things do you need to see to know that you've got confidence that everything's running smoothly, and you can jump on things that are not really quickly, so you get like the earlier you know about it, the easier it is to fix. So that's, I know it sounds high level and it's pie in the sky, but that's the intent of quality assurance and ISO. It's about doing what you can as early as you can to prevent it, so that right at the very end the customer's happy. So we actually we make a plan, let's make them happy, and then actually execute on those things, those great ideas you had to get down the track. So if we then go top line all the way back, the most important thing is make a profit. In my opinion, from an ISO 9001 perspective, is profit. Because if you're not making a profit and ISO's not actually helping you do that, don't do it. Okay, we're going to make a strategic decision to have some loss leaders, government work or a particular thing or strategic project. Okay, but we make that decision, so then ISO drives your top line. And then, okay, what document or what system or what thing do we use to actually drive our top line and our bottom line? Our business plan. Okay, so what are we going to be? We're going to be this type of organisation in this industry. We've got these risks. We've got this. We need to do that. All that sort of stuff goes into a strategy that might just be a year. You might be able to plan 2 years in advance in modern economy, but not more than that. It's difficult to go, what are we going to nail over this period of time? So the business plan starts to say objectives. What are our objectives? What are we going to do? How often are we going to look at that? The actual quality system, the thing we should be certifying, is the thing that has created your success, not the extra documents that we documented because we thought we needed to. Does that make sense? Yeah. So the challenge I have is the constant battle to train my guys to acknowledge that and talk your team out of doing this, if that makes sense. And sometimes we don't get it right. I hire people that go for that, not understand that. And so we're getting better at it. We get our guys in off the road once a month. It costs me a fortune, but we get them in. We invest in them once a month for a full day, bring them into the office, constantly training. We run an internal Facebook group with them where we're constantly peppering them with information. So to try and get them away from that and into that. So high level summary in terms of what we should talk about is business plan and what objectives the business is setting itself generically to have those happy customers at the end of each project. This is a new type of project that we're looking to explore. What might we do to upset people? Because we've never done that type of project before. This is a project we do every day. We've done it for the last 15 years. It's no brainer. We know if we do these things, they'll be happy. And this type of project over here is the type of project we're not very good at. They're not always very happy. it's a fucking ball ache and we're not going to do it anymore. And we're struggling to get out of it. And when I say the last three things, I'm thinking about my business as much as yours.
Oh, yes, we are.
We do this and we love it. We're very, very good at it. For me, my experience with the profitable project side of things and profit being a really important part of our quality assurance reporting is when projects are profitable, it's really easy to swallow the frustrations as part of a project, but it's fucking hard to run projects when they're not making money. And you've got to double down on some energy that you've got to put into a customer and all that sort of stuff, right? And so that's when I say, how do we get rid of that? Double down on this, fail quickly, but then keep innovating. What do we see as the future? Without them being bright and shiny things, what are they?